Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here. Time for some Lucha. That's right, folks. This is season 2, episode. Oh my goodness, what is this? Episode 21? I think it's 21. Yes, 21. 6 to survive. The whole flippin' episode was one match. But before we get into that, folks, I have a special guest with me today. High Spot Harry, a member of the Wrestle Addict family and Mind of Carnage family. He's an editor on the web page, and he's joining me for this review. How you doing today?
I'm good, J-Bone. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Why don't you? This is a big week for High Spot Harry. Our podcast family is very proud of him. Why don't you talk about what you got going on this week?
Oh man, this has been a crazy, crazy week for me. My podcast dropped finally after months and months of kind of buttoning it all up. Taginpod has finally hit the world, so it's on Twitter. It's on iTunes on the Wrestle Addict feed, and yeah, my first episode dropped this Thursday. So all the Wrestle Addict guys seem to like it, so that's the start. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's all we talked about Money in the Bank predictions with my wife, who's a big wrestling fan too, but somewhat of a casual fan. I really liked how that turned out, and we're just gonna go on from here, man. It's gonna be every week. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it and hear some feedback at Tag in Pod.
There you go. Tagging pod or tagging.
It's tagging in Pod.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Go give it some love.
Yeah, to make it a little easier on Twitter, it's just at Tag in Pod. So
at Tagging Pod. There you go. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
And it's, I obviously hadn't had enough coffee. I've already screwed it up. So
it's still fresh and new. It's all right.
There you go. It'll roll off the tongue soon enough.
Absolutely. I've said it too much already, so it just kind of happens with me.
That's all right. So, we're very proud of you. It's another addition to our, I'm biased. I love what we do. We got the Mind of Carnage website. All of our podcasts are on there. The Wrestle Addict family, Rant with Ant, is doing great things, and Destroying Kayfabe is, slowly growing. So,
yeah, like we were talking about before we started recording, it's a process, but everybody started, where we're starting, so we just got to stick with it.
Yeah, everyone starts somewhere, and you just watch it grow slowly. It's all you can do.
Exactly. Got to believe in your content, and like you said, I believe in it. Between Mind of Carnage, Kay does just a phenomenal job with that site, and every time I'm on his Twitter page and I'm on his website, it's always bigger than it was the last time I was there. So we're doing something right.
Oh yeah.
And same thing with you, Destroying Kayfabe and your Twitter pages too. It's just we'll get there. It's no big deal. We'll just have fun along the way.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. As long as it's still fun, it's something positive.
Oh, exactly.
All right, so let's get into this episode. Like I said, the whole episode was one match, and it was so, man, there was so much going on. I had to watch it twice. You said you watched it once. We had Phoenix versus God, I took like two pages worth of notes here. It's ridiculous. 6 guys: King Cuerno, Taya, Johnny Mundo, Pentagon Jr., Ivelisse, and Phoenix. And they were all winners from the 6 versus 6 from last week. Man, I think overall, just guessing before we get into the nuts and bolts of this match, I think we're going to see a lot of Ultima Lucha Dos matches come out of this one. And one that I really want to see is Taya versus Ivelisse.
Yeah, I agree.
These two talk about, trying to battle to see who's the baddest bitch in the building. I mean, Ivelisse has come back from so much from her injury last year, and she got injured again somewhere again along the line in season 2. In fact, I want to congratulate her on here. Last night, news came out that she became a 2-time Shimmer Wrestling Women's Champion. So congrats to you, Ivelisse. You've come back from so much, from different injuries and stuff, and you're kicking ass again. and just what she's done for this brand so far. And now with the addition of Taya being at Mundo's side, it just adds to the women in this Lucha Underground so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Evilise. Just like her whole persona, her whole character in Lucha Underground, just seems like she, like a lot of wrestlers say, where their best work is just kind of them turned up to 11, and that kind of what I feel like she is in Lucha Underground. They let her kind of do her own thing, and yeah, she's great. I love Taya too. One of the things I took from this match from Taya is that she can take a beating.
Oh, it's
The
ridiculous.
yeah, the I don't know if you remember it, but she had like probably a 3 or 4 minute kind of segment in there with Pentagon, and you want to talk about strong style. I think we even said this the last time I was on the show, but there's a lot of strong style in Lucha Underground, and man, Pentagon was just laying those chops, the kicks,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that groin shot. I forget what it's called in the corner that he did to her. I mean, and she just got up and got up and got. I mean,
Oh, it's Gold Dust. Oh, Shattered Dreams.
that's it. Yeah,
He gave her a woman's shattered dreams. It's like, oh my god.
yeah, and yeah, and it was laid in too. I just yeah, I mean yeah, she was a star in this match. Yeah, I don't know. Her thing with Johnny Mundo is good. That was a good story they told throughout, and but yeah, I just wanted to get that out there that she can take one hell of a beating because Pentagon was laying some shots into her last night.
Oh yeah, but yeah, because there were different matches inside of this match. Like different people focused on other people. That was one of the first ones. Was Evilise facing off with Taya, and it eventually. Actually, the first we'll backtrack a little bit because right soon after all the introductions and right after the match started, we see the return of Mil Muertes. And man, he's looking badder than ever. He's got freaking glowing red eyes.
Yeah, I loved that by the way.
And it as Matt Stryker started talking about it, and then the camera zoomed in on him, and it was like, oh my god, he's got red freaking eyes.
Yeah.
So, it reminds me of the old classic Elvira, uh, when she would, do her little clips during the old grade B uh, horror movies, and there was like a giant bloodshot eye. And in the back of my head, I heard her say, "Pass the Visine, please."
Oh, okay. Talking about.
I know you're probably like, "Where the hell is this going?" No, I'm old school that way.
But no, yeah,
Um,
I love the Mil Muerte spot. The red eyes were great. It's like it's kind of old school wrestle magic. That in 2016 with kayfabe kind of being dead and buried. It's cool to see that. You know what I mean? Kind of things like that. That are somewhat like supernatural or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I loved it. I loved that. I love this. Glad he's back because the way that match ended, the last time we saw him with Matanza and Graver Consequences match, I kind of thought we were done with him for this year, which was disappointing. So, and
oh yeah,
and also with the whole King Cuerno thing, we really never got an end to that story. It was just he got drug out after that match, and King Cuerno was one of the people, and so now we're starting to finish that story, which is great. And like you said before, I'm sure that's going to be a match at Ultima Lucha too. So
oh yeah. I have no doubt we're gonna see some kind of I hate to say gimmick match, but we're gonna see something big between Mil Muertes and King Cuerno to end this feud for
yeah,
this season.
yeah, great.
You got the Hunter versus the Man of a Thousand Deaths coming back up again.
Yep. Yep.
um,
But hey, that's what he does.
yeah,
Katrina brought him back like she did before, so it all makes sense in the end. So that's good.
yeah, with the help of Katrina and she's got we've seen bits of it all throughout this season that she's got some kind of power over the dead. And we haven't seen it so much like in the ring per se. You know, little things here and there, like when she raises the stone in the air, then things happen. We've seen it more in the backstage, you know,
Yeah, more in a video,
vignettes.
but
So, so yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Corino gets taken out with a spear, and then he gets, I think it was a power slam, and he was the first elimination in this match. Um, Mundo finished him off with the end of the world and actually pinned him.
yeah.
And and then we didn't see Mill, you know, out there anymore. They just kind of left with Cuerno. And then we took a break, and we came back, and that's when we really started getting into the Taya versus Ivelisse stuff. Um, Taya hit her with the berserker boots and ended up pinning Ivelisse. Ivelisse was the second elimination. Yeah, and things really started rolling here. Things started, you know, and yeah, as you're losing people one by one, things start getting more tense. You know.
Right.
So we had four left. We had Phoenix, Mundo, Taya, and Pentagon Jr. And this goes into what we were kind of saying before when we had the stuff between Taya and Pentagon Jr. and the strong style strikes. Oh my god. And then even the stuff between Phoenix and Mundo was just ridiculous. The stuff that happened outside the ring.
It's hard to follow sometimes, and I hate to be negative at all when it comes to Lucha Underground, but and this isn't any company of wrestling, when it's more than like a triple threat, it kind of gets lost for me because there's just so much to take in and so much to try to watch, and you
Yeah.
can see when matches like this that the cameras are just panning back and forth because there's just two guys over here doing, and everybody in the match is incredible, so there's incredible spots everywhere. It's hard to follow sometimes, and I just wanted to. I know we're backtracking a little bit, but
Oh, that's all right.
I something bothered me in the beginning of this. Why didn't we get any entrances? We didn't have a single entrance for this. When Lucha Underground started, all six competitors were already in the ring. Now, granted, they all were announced, but I would kind of think a match of this magnitude of you're gonna main event. On all honesty, the WrestleMania of Lucha Underground right now, which is Ultima Lucha, and you don't even get entrances for any of the people. That I wasn't crazy over that, but that not to be negative, but that was just one thing that I kind of
It
didn't like.
and they probably had entrances. It was just a matter of editing and time restraints
That's
because this
true.
match did go so long and you got to leave time for commercials and stuff.
That's true. That's true. You have a good point there. And there was so many
And
spots in this match that they wanted to get all those in too, I'm sure. So you have a good point there.
and it's and I know that's like overthinking stuff, but it just becoming kind of like learning how this particular product is, um and you got to also think that this is also getting taped. They taped like two or three of these in a row. They pointed out that there was that row of Marines in the red shirts. I think they were Marines. They were in the front row.
Yeah, they've been there like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that all these got like taped together.
Right.
So and it's and fans, as good as this crowd is, they can only sit through so much too. So um you got to think sometimes they take out this take a all right, this is this is the fifth match I've been in this afternoon. Let's just cut out this. It's
Yeah,
like
right. And it's a totally different kind of business when when you could kind of have to compare it to a Raw or a WWE pay-per-view where it's live, and they're cutting things out that we don't even know.
yeah.
Um, So yeah, I get that. It's all about the production and everything like that. But I would have just personally liked to see entrances. But what you said makes sense. So I get it.
Yeah. And they played a little bit of music for each one as they, talked about them, but that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, also to be honest, I mean, there's really entrances really aren't a big thing for Lucha Underground. If you think about it, everybody kind of comes down to steps, other than a few guys that come from that little side area or whatever. But I don't know. I guess that's just me being the wrestling fan that I am. I think I like entrances, and that just
Yeah,
kind of builds the whole persona and match and everything like that for me. But
I hear you. Yeah, I mean it's such a different product. It's more of an ECW Ring of Honor feel
yeah,
where they if they do get an entrance, it's short and sweet. You
right.
know, you're not walking down a 100 yards ramp. Like Undertaker's entrances are 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
You
uh,
walk out, boom, you're there.
but that's all right. But that's just one of the few things. Like I said, I hate to be any kind of negative towards Lucha Underground because I love them so much. But there is certain they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just funny because like every review I've done this season, I keep waiting for and I'm biased. Like just like you, I love this product. I keep waiting for one of these episodes to be like, this really wasn't one of my favorite ones. Nope, I haven't had one yet. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, well,
like
I mean, and I think what it is it plays to the type of wrestling fans that we are, and it's just so different than what we're used to. If you're pure WWE fan and that's all you like and that's all you want to like, and you watch Lucha Underground, you probably won't like it. You know,
yeah.
it plays kind of toward the indie fans and to the hardcore fans, but yeah, I'm the same way. There's really not much to bitch about this product.
Yeah, you're not going to open up the show with a half an hour long promo.
No, no,
It's it's okay. Here's the intro.
yeah.
Boom. Here's Melissa Santos, and boom. Here's the match. It's
Yeah, now here's incredible wrestling for an hour. So
yeah. It's you can't beat that.
right,
So let's see. Let's get into like this second part, the second half of this. Pentagon Jr. finishes off Taya with a package pile driver. Man, yeah, just I can't say enough about Taya. She's become one of my fast favorites in this brand. She's so tough. It's just unbelievable. I look at how tough some of the girls are in WWE, and then I look at Taya and I'm like, whew.
and Evil East is the same, and so is Sexy Star. Almost all the women at Lucha Underground are. It's just
They are their own entity.
it's a matter of time until NXT starts, hitting that warehouse and start hitting some of these stars because there's just so many people in that company that, especially women right now, with the way women's wrestling is in NXT and the call ups, and they're gonna need some new stars, and there's plenty of them in Lucha Underground. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, and even the international stuff that they're picking up between Asuka, Nikki Storm from the UK, and others that they're picking up here and there, even for like just little one offs, like Tessa Blanchard's coming, she's great. You got Rachel Ellering, who I think is going to be pretty much on the roster within the next few months, if I could guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's another tough one who's got some amateur background, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, just yeah, it's slowly becoming a different thing. It's not just powder puff divas anymore. These
No,
chicks are tough.
that, that era is gone and buried. So
Yeah, pretty much. With with the let's see, the subtraction of the Bellas from the roster, I think that really made a big difference.
yeah,
Let's see. Okay, there we get. So then we're down to the last three: Pentagon Junior, Phoenix, and Mundo. And these guys start out this second half here with this with an absolute, I called it chop mania. These guys are just chopping back and forth, chopping the crap out of each other, which even garnered a "This is awesome" chant. Um, then Phoenix and Pentagon Junior are they were fighting on the outside, and Mundo does like a spinning cross body off the top rope onto them. And man, the stuff that Mundo is coming out, he's like pulling stuff out of his bag of tricks that I've never seen before. Another one that happened right after that was a move called the spinning C4, and hats off to Matt Striker for for calling all these, like I said, stuff that I've never seen before. It's like, oh, what the heck was that? And Matt Striker's like, oh, it's a spinning C4. It's like, oh, okay, jot that down. It's like,
Yeah, I thought the same thing a couple times last night. Even there was a move that Pentagon did to Phoenix. It was like a flip, like a double flip pile driver from the ring to the outside.
yeah.
And I mean, just Phoenix was like looked dead, and yeah, he knew the name of that too. I forget what it was off the top of my head, but
Oh, that was the he did that a couple times. The flipping reverse pile driver.
yeah, but there was a name for it,
Oh, the Mexican destroyer.
something like that, and he did it off the apron of the ring down.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah, he did it once to the outside and then once in the ring too. It was basically the same thing. So the fact that Phoenix took
the agility of these guys is just it's unbelievable. And like you said with Johnny, he's doing the best work of his career by far. And
he is.
And not even just in ring, which is incredible, but the whole heel persona he has right now, and especially with Taya playing off it, he's doing the best. Like I said, he's doing the best work that I've seen, at least in his career in Lucha Underground.
He was always one of my favorites when he was in the WWE. I always thought he had the potential to become like the next HBK. And the fact that he took, several years out of the limelight of the WWE, and now he's absolutely a shining star in this brand of Lucha Underground. I got to think that someday, somewhere within the next, I'm guessing, couple seasons of Lucha Underground, he's going to be Lucha Underground champ. You just gotta. I mean, the guy's, my goodness.
No, I agree. And honestly, the story kind of played that Pentagon was going to win this last night, but until Johnny got eliminated, he was definitely, in my eyes, one of two that really could have won this match and should have won it. Not should have won, but would have been happy to see win this match. But
oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'm glad at least he's trios champion right now. I think that dynamic he has with Jack Evans and PJ Black is fun.
Oh, that is a lot of fun. The fact that they have a growing chemistry and that they're champs, it's so good to see.
Yeah, so I mean, they put gold around his waist, which is good, and that was what a lot of people wanted to see. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a matter of time until they put the belt on him, either next season or the following season. Might have, I don't know, but like we said before we started rolling sound, we don't look at the spoilers, so.
No, I try sometimes someone says, "Oh, so and so is now Lucha Underground champ," and it's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna click on it. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't read that. So some of them are inevitable. If you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook. Sometimes you just see stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't go out of my way to research stuff and be like, okay, so what happened in the tapings yesterday? No, I don't look for that stuff because we're not going to see it for a freaking year, so I don't want to know.
and it kind of takes the flash away from it, watching these episodes even now with season 2. I have no idea. I don't know what happens at Ultima Lucha 2, and I don't want to know. I want to experience it almost like a live show. That's how you get the best rendition out of wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, and hats off to the fans that go in the temple. I mean, I see little clips here and there, like I don't know. I think it was around Christmas time. Someone did something, some goofy little. It was something that didn't make it to TV. Someone did something funny in the ring. Jack Evans did something, So you see little things like that here and there, as far as behind the scenes stuff that fans record. But other than that, man, this group that goes to the temple, the Lucha Clique or whatever, they'll take pictures with the crew like after events, but they don't spoil stuff to the fans, which I give them a lot of credit for. These are die-hard fans.
Yeah, no, I agree, and they're good fans too. They're fun fans. It's like you said, it's hard to watch or to sit through 3 episodes of storytelling sometimes, I can imagine, but at the same time they're a lively, hype crowd almost every time you watch a Lucha Underground. So
yeah,
they're great fans.
Yeah, it's like ECW Philadelphia. It's a thing in its own. It's part of the show.
Yeah.
All right, so there was let's see. Oh, I was looking here at my notes here for the move that finished off Mundo. It was like a body scissors splash, and Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. both ended up like covering Mundo to put him away. And I was like, because like I said, he was one of my picks to win this, but still, so many incredible moments from him in this match. I can't even get mad. So then we have the last 15 minutes of this show are just Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix. And man, they pull stuff out here that I've not seen them do. They start out with a couple of submissions. Pentagon Jr. put the House of Pain on Phoenix. And then Phoenix put a Dragon Sleeper on Pentagon Jr. And what these guys do going back and forth with these tremendous finishers between submissions and off the top rope stuff. There was it was like a reverse Hurricanrana to Pentagon Jr. The Pentagon Jr. did a couple of sling blades to Phoenix. Just man, these guys just left it all in the ring. Finally got to the point where Striker and Vampiro towards the end of this match were just like just silent.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh my god, we don't know what to say anymore.
Well, they're almost out of breath. I mean, it's hard with all and they tore the house down. First of all, both of them did, and Phoenix sold his ass off. He really, for two quote unquote baby faces to be in there, they did it perfectly with the comebacks. Both of them selling each other's moves like they did and really laying everything in. And the false finishes mattered. It wasn't, a false finish every move. It was wrestle, come back, big spot, barely get a cover, or like Vampiro kept saying, oh, he didn't get the legs. He didn't grab the legs. That's why, between the announcing and between, that made the false finishes matter. And it made, and it made it kind of like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like breathtaking, because you think this is it, and that's how false finishes should be. But those two tore the house down in that final sequence.
Yeah, and if you guys have not seen the whole episode, they did put a highlight reel on their social media, on Lucha Underground's social media, Facebook, YouTube. They also put the last 15 minutes of this between Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. on the YouTube channel, so you get a solid 15 minutes out of these guys just destroying each other. Go watch it. Go check it out. It's nice that they put that stuff out there to, and it helps the brand too. It's not like, oh, I'm going to watch this for free. No, it draws in more fans is what it's doing, But yeah, and then finally, Pentagon Jr. finishes off Phoenix. Like I said, we had a couple sling blades. We had the Mexican Destroyer, a couple flipping pile drivers, and Phoenix finally then got a package pile driver, Pentagon Jr. finishing him off. And man, the emotion at the end of this, with it, very interesting, all part of the psychology of this is that Vampiro stands up, and I love how he plays stupid through this whole thing. And I say stupid not as in I don't like Vampiro. No, because he behind the scenes, they've been showing how he's been rebuilding Pentagon Jr., how he's like, beating, like almost like a military, like beating him down and then, lifting him back up, to, kind of like Seth Rollins is doing,
Yeah.
And how all through this, Vampiro's like, I just don't know how he does it. How is he doing this? It's like, dude,
yeah,
we know.
Striker plays to it really well. well too. Was saying, if Pentagon hits a certain move or a certain high spot, and he's like, well, where did he learn that from, Vampiro? And I don't know. I'm just watching the match, Matt. I
What?
don't know anything going on with Pentagon.
Yeah, and he snaps on Matt Stryker at the end, and he's like, "Why don't you just quit asking me all these questions? I'm just enjoying this."
Yeah,
And he's standing up and he's looking at Pentagon Jr. at the end, and it was like he just had like this blank stare. But it's like you know the character that Vampiro's doing. He's got to bury all this stuff. He can't he can't show the emotion he wants to towards Pentagon Jr. in this win because nobody can find out that he's still with him
right.
because that was all part of like and I'm digging way deep here, so just bear with me. The police order, the psychologist is like, you can't put yourself in this crowd anymore.
Right, the
You know?
medications that he was on. They
Right.
they told throughout this season, they've told an incredible story between Pentagon and Vampiro. And to your credit, what you said, the way he kind of plays it off in the announcing, and the way Matt Stryker kind of still, pokes and prods at him. I mean, the storytelling, like I said, and I know I keep going back to that, but that's a big part of wrestling for me. If I
Oh
can get
yeah.
wrapped up in a story and make it feel real, that's that sucks me in. And this whole thing with Vampiro and Pentagon sucked me in. And just something I wanted to get out there, Krista Joseph, who's the lead writer, I believe, of Lucha Underground.
Right. He's one of
um
the producers,
yeah,
writers,
he
right.
was on, I want to say, Jim Ross's podcast within a week or two, and he
Oh, I'll
was,
have to go check that out.
yeah, I think it was JR's podcast, but it was definitely one of them, one of the top like five or whatever.
Okay.
He was saying about like the storytelling in Lucha Underground. I forget how they got on the subject of it, and he said, the cool thing is the fans at home that get to watch it see all these vignettes and kind of get to put the pieces to the story together. And at the same time, the people that are live at the crowd don't see any of those vignettes. It's not like WWE where, if you ever go to a WWE event, they kind of, anything you see backstage on TV is put up on the big Titantron.
Right.
Lucha Underground, they have no idea this is going on. So everybody there in the live audience really has to really pay attention to just the psychology from Vampiro to know that there's still anything going on with him and Pentagon, because they're not seeing any of these backstage things of him coaching him and him, like you said, toughening him up and getting him back to the place he was. So that's just another cool little aspect that I thought about it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
because the people there live kind of see it a different way, kind of see the story being told a different way than fans at home watching it on television get to see it. So that's just kind of a cool little other fact about Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It just makes this so much more special because the time that they put into this, it's everything as a package. Yeah. So and then all in all, we get like I said, we get Pentagon Jr. finishing off Phoenix, and then Matanza comes out with Dario Cueto, and they get a little, he's up at the top of the stairs, so they have a little face off, and Pentagon Jr. does his, Cierro Miero, his little speech he always does. Um, so we're gonna see these two is gonna be what I'm guessing is gonna be the headliner of Ultima Lucha Dos for the Lucha Underground Championship.
Is that next week?
No, that's going to be a few weeks away.
Oh,
We've got when I was talking to Krista Joseph back in I think it was February. I think he said that this season is significantly shorter than last season. Last season was 39 episodes. This one's only like 27, 28. So we're actually coming up to the end of this within the next, I'm guessing, month, maybe month and a half. We're gonna see the end of this season, and Ultima Lucha Dos is probably gonna take up 2 or 3 weeks of that, depending on who they book, what kind of matches, Because last season it was 2 weeks or 2 episodes. They split it up, so we'll have to see how they do that. But so I'm guessing this is gonna be like the last episode. It's all gonna come down to this, and um, and we've seen little things here and there. What I think we're gonna see whoever tries to take down Dario Cueto. We're gonna see, whoever was with what the hell's that guy's name? Councilman Delgado. We're gonna see who was, smoking the stogie in the limo, which I've got my ideas, but I'm gonna keep them to myself for now. Um, let's see. I think we're gonna see something between. Well, we'll see a trio. We'll probably see a trios championship match. I think we're gonna see something between Taya and Ivelisse. All these little things are gonna start snowballing like crazy over the course of the next month.
Right. So we're gonna have a couple more episodes before Ultima Lucha.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of under the impression that was the next thing. So that's okay. There's still a lot more storytelling than I guess coming our way.
Oh yeah. They'll do more build up, and you're gonna see more stuff on their social media coming down to it. Because last year I think Matt Stryker did little vignettes talking about how special each match was and broke it down, and I think you're gonna see that again between either Vampiro or Matt Stryker. As a nice little preview to the end of the season, which is like their WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can actually count on the stories we've been told over the last 20 episodes to be finished, which is, incredible. That's something, I don't know, maybe WWE should think about doing, but what do I know?
Right?
No.
It's like, oh, we've seen this build up, and then all of a sudden the storyline's completely dropped, and fans are left like, well, what about this? Or what about that? Yeah, like, another one we're gonna see is the climax of the story between Marty the Moth Martinez and Killshot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is gonna be one of the well, I shouldn't say better, but I love Marty the Moth and Killshot, and it's, oh man, it almost has that Batman versus Joker feel to it.
Yeah.
Cade
and I actually had an interaction with him on Twitter like 2 weeks ago. That was pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Cade, I guess I don't know how much he's into Lucha Underground, but he saw something with Marty the Moth, and he tweeted just something that how good he is at being creepy, and he wonders if he's like that in real life. And I just tweeted him back. I said, because I follow him on Twitter, obviously, and I just said to him, I said, I don't think he is, because he's some kind of like financial assistant or mortgage broker or something on his Twitter page. Not thinking anything of it. And then Marty actually tweeted us back, and he said something like he's God, I hate to say it without knowing the facts, but it's like a mortgage broker or something like that, financial assistant, landlord, and like 2 other jobs, and part-time creepy guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that tweet. That was funny. Yeah.
So, I love Marty the Moth too. Hopefully we can get him on one of these podcasts, either this or Destroying Kayfabe or Taginpod, something like that, because I'd love to have a conversation with him, because when it comes to psychology, he's got it down pat. That's for sure.
Yeah. His watching his character between the end of last season and throughout this season has been just a joy to watch him just go off the wall and just downward spiral into, you don't know what the hell's going to come next for Marty the Moth, or his sister for that matter. I can't wait to see her again. Hopefully she'll be involved somehow, some way.
Yeah, she's lurking somewhere, that's for sure. We haven't seen her since the No Moss match, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, between her and Sexy Star.
Yeah. Which was the last time you and I actually talked about the Lucha Underground reviews, and that was probably over a month ago. And I'll tell you what, that's still standing strong for me for one of the matches of the year for all companies right now.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've watched that match I think 2 more times, even after the last time we've talked, and that stands the time every time I see it. That was just an incredible match.
Oh yeah. It's one more thing that makes the women of this brand stand out positively.
Absolutely.
There's no powder puffs in this league.
No. One is Taya, and she's one of the toughest bitches there. So
Oh, jeez. Lance Storm. Whatever cog he played in her training has got to be insanely proud.
Yeah.
So that's going to pretty much wrap up this episode. I want to thank High Spot Harry for coming on and doing this with me. Like I said, if it was up to me, I'd have you do reviews with me all the time. But I know, everyone has lives too. So,
Yeah,
uh,
trying, man. It's just, it's like I said in my podcast, I got a full-time job. I got a part-time job pretty much. And then I do this stuff when I have free time, which doesn't really exist. So
I
it's,
hear you.
we do what we can, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great content. We love doing it. So it's not really work when you love it, right?
Yeah. Between you and Phoenix, we'll get you in when we can.
Yeah. Hey, you reached out to me, man. If I, as long as I can make it work at all, I'll always be on here and help you out. And you're definitely gonna be a part of Taginpod. Me and you have already had a conversation about that, but
Oh, I can't wait, man. Yeah.
definitely be a part of that. So
Sweet. So yeah, go check out Taginpod podcast, part of the new addition to the Wrestle Addict family, and go check them out. I think you're not on YouTube, you're on the Wrestle Addicts website, right?
I'm on Wrestle Addicts website. I'm on Mind of Carnage and on iTunes.
Yes, yeah, and by all means, folks, go check out the mindofcarnage.com. They call it www.mindofcarnage.com for all the latest news, and all of our podcasts are on there. My own personal YouTube channel stuff is on there. Go check it out. And so yeah, thanks again, High Spot Harry. That's going to wrap up this one. We'll get you on soon again, hopefully towards the end of this season, because man, this is just going to get better and better.
Absolutely. Ultima Lucha dose hits. Me and you are going to have a conversation, because I think we're going to have our minds blown, buddy.
Oh, dude, yeah. My mind's been blown all season. I can't say enough about this product, and every week I'm like, man, it's consistent, and like I said, you keep waiting for that episode to be like, gosh, this, I just didn't like this as much as a couple others. Nope.
Yep. They keep raising the bar. So
yeah. So thanks again, man. We'll get you on soon, and we'll see you next week for Lucha Underground. We're doing number 22. Not sure what they're going to call that one yet, but we'll see you then. Thanks again for listening.
peace.